The finale of our quadruple header here at the Baha FloHoops Summer League tonight culminates with the matchup between the Valparaiso Beacons and the Dalhousie Tigers from north of the border in Canada. Rick Plateau, the head coach of the Tigers. Roger Powell Jr., the Beacons head coach. It's Valpo's second game, first one for Dalhousie. And away we go. With Valpo controlling the first possession, and a Hopoi who misses the turnaround shot, although the rebound comes right back to him, and an open three bounces off from Sadir Servilis. Glenn Cox with it for the Tigers, and a corner three for Ukiah Best, the 5'11" guard out of Montreal. We have yet to see a U.S. Division I team lose here at the Baha FloHoops Summer League. Valpo was given a good game by Carleton University yesterday. McNair goes glass for the Beacons' first points. A turnover. Servilis the steal. And boy, a ton of contact there. Nothing comes of it. And a foul called on Hopoi. So we'll get a couple of free throws about 90 seconds in for the Tigers. Final game of the night. We started the day with the Arkansas Razorbacks taking down Calgary, followed by Cincinnati dominating Victoria. Then Texas A&M put what felt like 1,000,000 points on Toros Del Valle in a runaway win by near 80 points for the Aggies and Buckyball. And now Valpo trying to make it a clean sweep for D1 programs across the day here at the Baha FloHoops Summer League. All sorts of contact up top. McNair picks up his dribble. Servilis plays it back to him. This is Pettigrew on a straightaway three. JT Pettigrew, a returner from last year's squad. Decent amount of returners. I mean, you look at all the power conference teams we have here, and obviously NIL a little more prevalent for them than a program like Valpo. That being said, there's something to be said about retaining your guys and having some minutes continuity coming back, like Valpo has with this year's team. Glenn Cox leaning in, went high off the glass but couldn't kiss it home, and it's ripped away by JT Pettigrew. There's Pettigrew on the other end. Off the mark, ricochets out to Rakeem Cheney. That caught a sneaker. Kickball will reset the timer to 20 here for Valpo. Hopoi misses, bodies hit the floor, and we got a foul. Riley Stewart of the Tigers tangled up with JT Pettigrew of the Beacons. Entry pass, extra bounce, and Cox throws it down. Nice ball movement underneath as the Tigers grab a 6-5 lead. Nice patient weave from Cheney to get inside to answer back. And a foul, see if it's in the act of shooting or not, for Lindell Husbands-Brown. Was not in the act of shooting. It'll be a baseline out of bounds. Rise and fire, that's off the back iron. And cleared away by Valpo. Beacons have a 1-point lead. Cherry leaning, had it knocked away. Muscles it up and scores. Rakim Cheney with some nice crafty finishes around the rim. Husbands-Brown. Off left on a 3. Pettigrew grabs the miss. Here's Pettigrew. And free throws coming on the other side for JT. 9-6 start for Valpo here in the finale of our quadruple header today at the Baha Hoops Summer League. JT Pettigrew at the free throw line for a pair. Out of our first stoppage here, 15:27 on the first half clock. Valpo trying to make it a clean sweep of a couple Canadian collegiate programs after knocking off Carleton University yesterday. JT Pettigrew off to a nice start in this game. now with 5 of the first 11 points for Valpo. Baseline drive, tough take. Better defense from Caillou, the Bradley transfer. 7-footer from China, a newcomer on this Valpo squad. Key portal addition. Pettigrew splashes in the straight. To build an 8-point lead. And 8 of the first 4. Courtesy of JT Pettigrew, who's already looking like a bona fide Conference Player of the Year candidate. Cox picked up his dribble on the right elbow. Swing it back to the center court logo for Lydell Husbands-Brown. Time winding down here for the Tigers. Cox has to go and does not draw iron. That's a shot clock violation. Well, the Valpo defense has been smothering, holding this Tigers team to just 2 of 7 shooting now and a couple of first half turnovers. That spins out for Cheney. Isaiah Graham Roach, Junior Kazadi in the game. Missed jump shot from Spencer Ryer. Rolls off. You got a hand on it, but couldn't corral the offensive rebound on the Rajon Roberts miss. Straight on 3. First points in a while for the Tigers. Junior Kazadi, 6'3" from Quebec in Canada. Pettigrew able to chase down his miss. Cheney on a step back, drills the 3. Valpo with 3 3-point makes early. And that is out of bounds off the Tigers. Their 3rd turnover as Tobias Akwi, big man from Uganda, could not handle the basketball cleanly. Carter Hopoi back in the game for Valpo as JT Pettigrew sits for the first time. Dylan Moles, Marion transfer, NAIA program, also into the game for the Beacons. Roberts left alone and hits the 3. Rajon Roberts with his first points from distance. 4 first half trays for Valpo, and they've opened up a double-figure lead. That's good. Isaiah Graham Roach answers back for the Tigers. Dylan Moles dishes left side. Teron Garrett, JUCO transfer in the game. Giant steps. Oh boy, hammer time in the Bahamas. Only took him a couple steps to get to the goal and smash that one through. 22-12. Jaden Parker. That's blocked. Spencer Ryer Here's Jaden Parker from the baseline, and he missed everything. Oh, the defense has been terrific for Valpo. They've got a 10-point lead with 11:16 left in the first half. $11:16 to play here in the opening half. Valpo 22-12 over the Dalhousie Tigers from north of the border in Canada. Valpo 8 of its first 16 from the field as Teron Garrett launches and can't hit from the outside. This is Junior Kazadi down the lane. Parker missed it off the rim. Off the window and good. Rajon Roberts has 5 points here off the bench. Roberts mentioned this a lot yesterday, but passed on a number of power conference offers to attend Valpo. Expected to be one of the top frosh in the MVC this year. Spencer Ryer for 2. Hopoi and 1. Carter Hopoi, sophomore from New Zealand, with a chance at 3 the old-fashioned way. Kazadi turns around and hits a contested jump shot. (26-16) and a foul. Away from the basketball, the big fella Kobe Walker, 6'9", 265-pound redshirt freshman from Normal in Illinois. As Rajon Roberts leaves the game, Justice McNair back on the floor. Opoy trying to back in Kazadi. McNair juggles the pass. It stays in. Still some time for Valpo to reset. Shot clock into single digits. McNair probing and floating it through for two. Justice McNair with a nice finish. He's got 4 points on 2 of 2 shooting. Valpo by a dozen. 9 minutes left in the first half as the Tigers turn it over. And the flow of this game looking a lot better from this Valpo group, playing on the second night of a back-to-back before heading home. JT Pettigrew back on the floor. McNair out of the corner. Can't hit on a three. Long rebound. Karam's out to the Tigers, but taken right back by Valpo. Cheney, feed it. Webster. Not there, and gonna stay here with the Beacons. Cheney, short. Yeah, Pettigrew is held, pretty obvious. The 5th foul on the Dalhousie Tigers. Pettigrew, kick it out. McNair out of the shot fake. Teardrop, right on through. Or rather, that was Cheney on the finish. He's up to 9 points here with 8 minutes left in the first half. Blocked at the rim. Contact inside. And a free throw on the way for Grayson Ritzend when we return. 7:51 first half. Valpo has built the lead to 14. 7:51. First half here. Valpo on top of Dalhousie, the Tigers from north of the border in Canada. And Grayson Ritzend, 6'5" forward, uses the glass to make the first of 2 free throws. Not sure if he tried to bank that in as well, but it missed just off to the right. 13-point lead here for the Beacons. Trying to make it back-to-back exhibition wins over Canadian competition as Justice McNair rips the cords on a corner 3. Down the right side of the lane and down the hatch for Austin Thompson. 6'10" big man for Dalhousie, who can move a little bit with the basketball. There's Cheney. Underneath the free throw line, out to McNair, and he missed that one. Stay with Valpo. Valpo doing a nice job on the offensive glass. That's now 6 offensive rebounds as a team. Pettigrew, little push shot from the baseline. JT Pettigrew first into double figures with 10. That runner goes glass and through. Ukiah Best, lob it up. Oh, the dunk missed and a hard spill. Sadir Servilis will have a chance to score a couple at the free throw line. Couple makes at the foul line for Servilis. 16-point lead for Valpo. Pettigrew fouled hard as he took it away. And for Dalhousie, they pick up their 6th foul as a team. Officials talking about it. That's the 7th on the Tigers. I think that was the conversation. It'll be the 1-and-1 here for JT Pettigrew. Pettigrew money at the free throw line. Up to a dozen first half points to go along with 5 boards. Husbands-Brown on a nice pocket pass, the Euro step and the finish for Austin Thomason. Austin Thompson has had some nice crafty moves around the rim for a big fella. Pettigrew in the corner. Wheeling and drawing another foul. On the pass, it's the 1-and-1 again for JT Pettigrew. Slithering and scoring, it's Glenn Cox for the Tigers. 41-25. Nice low post touch. Hope Poi with a soft finish. And even though Lydell Husbands-Brown wanted to punch that thing where it came from. Pettigrew clears away the miss. Up to 6 first half rebounds for JT. A pull-up 3. Cheney missed it. Pettigrew trying to keep it alive. Hope Poi unable to tightrope the baseline. He touched it last on its way out of bounds. Husbands-Brown fouled inside with 9 on the timer. Appears to be free throws coming for the Tigers. As Teron Garrett, transfer from Mineral Area College, more than 13 a game in JUCO last year. Expected to help the scoring load this season with Valpo in Division I. That one crawls out. Servillis fouled hard and holding that lower right leg area as he's helped to his feet. Going to get more free throws here for Valpo and for Sadir Servillis. This will be his second trip to the foul line in this first half. An 18-point lead for the Beacons here in the final 4 minutes of the opening half. Moving screen, offensive foul. Valpo will have it on the other side. They have built an 18-point lead here late in the first half. Final stretch of hoop here in the first half from Nassau in the Bahamas. Valpo an 18-point lead over Dalhousie. And a takeaway for the Tigers. Out of the timeout. Only Valpo's second first half turnover. Been very crisp in that category. Taking care of the basketball, important for any college basketball team. But to do it this early with not a whole lot of continuity, that much more impressive. And a foul called on the Lydell Husbands-Brown drive into the paint. Pettigrew, and it bounces through. Final 2.5 minutes here, the opening 20. 19-point lead for Valpo. And a kiss off the glass. JT Pettigrew up to 18 first half points. Cheney sticks the three. Roger Powell Jr. has to be pleased with the Beacons' first half effort as they grow the lead to 24, playing really well on both ends. Rakeem Cheney lets it fly. Got another one. Cheney is sizzling. 3 first half threes for him. He's up to 15 points. Well, Valpo keeps piling it on. It's 10 in a row for the Beacons. Cox free throw won't go. Final minute here, and Valpo can grow the lead even further. Does not roll in for Glenn Cox, but he will get free throws out of it. Timeout taken. Use it or lose it for Valpo and Roger Powell Jr. as the Beacons have opened this thing up to 56-29 over Dalhousie. Just shy of halftime. Couple more games to bring you tomorrow on FloCollege as Texas A&M puts the finishing touches on its Bahamas trip. We will also see the Cincinnati Bearcats back in action. Both games available on Flow Sports tomorrow with our coverage beginning at noon Eastern. Shot clock's dark. We'll see what the Beacons draw up for what could be the final possession of this opening half. Rakim Cheney taking some air out of the basketball. Ukiah Best right in his grill. Now the help comes. It's Moles stepping back and front-running the three. Hope Poise buzzer beater falls short. And Valpo will settle for a 56-point half. Well north of 50% from the field shooting, and a large lead over Dalhousie, the Tigers from Canada. We'll step aside for the halftime break. Come on back and bring you the final 20 minutes here at the Baha Hoops Summer League. ready for the final 20 minutes of hoop here at the Baha Summer League. 56-29, Valpo on top of Dalhousie. And an offensive foul. Carter Hopoi lowering the shoulder. And Valpo's arguing that this should have gone the other way. That is only the third Valpo turnover of the game. They haven't had many possessions where they haven't at least gotten off one shot attempt. Trying to run that play for Austin Thompson coming down the baseline, but it never got there. Tigers have not been immune to turnovers. That is their 11th. (56-29). Servillis skips it. Hopoi turns. This time he finishes with a free throw on the way. Carter Hopoi now with 8 points, make it 9 as he connects on the free throw. Valpo 10 of 12 at the free throw line as a team. Their lead is up to 30. Caleb Stewart on the bucket for the Tigers. Valpo making an effort to get back in the paint. There's Pettigrew up top with it. Cheney tried to give it back to him, and Valpo turns it over again. Yeah, the Beacons only had 2 giveaways the entirety of the first half, but a couple already about 90 seconds into this second half. Offensive foul. On Austin Thompson. Valpo at 55% from the field for the game. 7 of 15 from the outside. And plus 11 on the glass. Pettigrew elevates and left it short. As for the Tigers with numbers, and a reach-in foul on Servillis. Two fouls on both sides first couple of minutes of this second half. Caleb Stewart short on a 3. Thompson the offensive rebound. That's Kazadi missing. And an over the back foul will send it in Valpo's direction. Extra pass, it's Pettigrew. Missing off the heel, and nice box out from Thompson to make sure Valpo couldn't get any bodies over to grab an offensive rebound. That is off the sneaker of Junior Kazadi, another Tiger turnover. Rakim Cheney. And work it to Pettigrew, who's got a game-high 18. Across the floor, McNair gliding underneath and wrapping it in off the window. Oh boy, on the take, look out below, big finish for Carter Hopoi. A big fella from New Zealand, and now a takeaway. McNair behind the back, Pettigrew, showtime for the Beacons in the Bahamas. Valpo is putting on a clinic in transition. Lead up to 65-31. Another rip away, this time Hopoi, and he's reached in on and fouled. A dominant start to the second half on a night where Valpo has been dominant. They lead big with 15:47 to play. $15 minutes, 47 seconds. Valpo had to really battle through their first game against Carleton University yesterday, but making relatively easy work of their competitors from north of the border in Canada today, although they do miss out of the timeout. And deflected out by Valpo. That is an offensive foul. Jaden Parker setting an illegal screen up on the elbow. $16 times in this game to just 4 on the other. Yu taps it up. Recovered by the Tigers. Then taken right back by Valpo. Roberts rips it through. Rajon Roberts, the electric freshman from the Windy City. Oh, Valpo's got to get back on defense as they quickly give the points right back as Jaden Parker lays it in on the other end. Pettigrew fades, fires. Yu on the offensive glass. Into the body of Tobias Akwi, who commits the foul. Here goes Roberts. Swirls off. Yu in a crowd. And a late whistle for a foul. Kai Yu fighting for the loose ball. (69-33) inside of 14 minutes. Ukiah Best. Nice ball movement inside, and it leads to an easy two for Isaiah Graham Roach. Three for six start to the half. After the held ball, we got a foul here. First free throw right on through for Jaden Parker, the 6'5" big man from Milton in Ontario. (69-36). 13 to play. That's a missed shot. Going to stay on this end with 20 to shoot. Yu turns, got hit on the way up. And Kai Yu will hit the free throw line for a second time, where he's 2 for 2 tonight. Seven-footer didn't play a ton at Bradley, but as he moves to Valpo, expected to see more time on the floor here in what will be his redshirt junior season. Initially from China, but then went to Linkier Prep before attending Bradley. Only 3 attempts on this end for the Tigers, who have had 8 second-half turnovers. They do get up a shot here, and it bounces off the side of the iron with a foul on Valpo, keeping it on this end. Glenn Cox, everything but the finish. As Kobe Walker boards it, here's Moles. Skip it across the floor. And Rajon Roberts missed everything on the pop. That's a deep 3 for Husbands Brown, and it bounces into the hands of the flat-footed Kobe Walker. Back-to-back boards for him on the defensive end, as Valpo flirts with a 40-point lead here in Nassau, and Walker's fouled. Free throws for the big fella. When we return, 11:48 to go. We welcome you back to Nassau, the Bahamas. 11:48 on the second half clock, where the Valparaiso Beacons have a big lead over Dalhousie. The Tigers playing just in this lone game as part of the Baha Hoops Summer League. They were participating in another summer event here in the Bahamas. Not here on the Baha Resort grounds, but asked if they could jump in and play a game, and the great folks at BD Global were able to make it happen. Walker's free throws off target. Off the back rim and through. It just sort of deadened on the back of the iron from Lydell Husbands-Brown. 71-39. And a moving screen offensive foul here on Kobe Walker. Time winding down on the 30, and it's at 4 seconds as the Tigers will inbound from the baseline. Four on the timer. Long range heave right on through. We don't have a 33 on the roster for these guys. It looks like Andre Novicic, who usually wears 32, is wearing 33 in this uniform combination. And Novicic, who saw a little bit of time in the first half, able to knock in his first points. Double bonus time for Valpo. And Roberts cashes in on the first to two. (73-42) after the Rajon Roberts trip to the foul line. And one bucket here for Cox. Down the lane, and a blocking foul called on Cox. More free throws for Valpo here. Rajon Roberts right back to the stripe. He's got 9 points in 15 minutes. 75-44. And a takeaway. Steal for Hudson Scroggins. True frosh from Lake Bluff in Illinois. Roberts in trouble. Toss to the corner. That's Teron Garrett missing. Back comes Husbands Brown. Cox lowers the shoulder and lost it, but last touched by Valpo. Caillou is back in the game. That's good. Novicic with his second hit of the second half. The lean and the miss from Scroggins. It comes right back to him. Up top, Moles, catch and shoot. Not that time, but the Tigers can't control the loose ball. And Valpo's going to have another crack at it this trip down the floor. Riley Stewart on his way back in. Corner three, up over the backboard, and it winds up out of bounds anyway after the McNair miss. Takeaway for Roberts. Down the other way. He misses the shot. Roberts comes out of there with the loose ball. And feeds you inside. Caillou rather. Back at the free throw line for a couple more, where he's perfect 4 for 4 tonight. Roberts out. Rakim Cheney back in. That is last touched by Valpo, they say. Glenn Cox flare it out. Roach missing badly from the baseline. The hit ahead. Here's McNair missing the dunk. Heard the footsteps behind him, and now Cheney knocks it out of bounds. Cox slithers and scores. Glenn Cox into double figures with 11 as we reach the 8-minute mark here in the second half. There's a three. The first of the second half for Valpo. Garrett hitting it as the baseline 2 drops in for Isaiah Graham Roach. 79-51. Another three for Valpo. Jake JT Pettigrew hitting that one. And now the floodgates are starting to open. 82-51. Cox tried to save it in and couldn't. It belongs to Valpo on the other side. We've got 6:57 to play. .657 to play. An impressive showing from the Valpo Beacons here in their final exhibition game of the Baha Hoops Summer League. We've got another doubleheader of action for you tomorrow, featuring two power conference programs, Texas A&M from the SEC, Cincinnati from the Big 12, as Justice McNair missed it underneath. Hopoi chases down the loose ball for the Beacons. Kim Cheney resets, 5 on the timer. He'll kick it to the corner, and the 3 rims off the front side from Servilis. We've got a foul on Justice McNair, which will send Dalhousie to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 situation. Caleb Stewart on the front end with a shooter's touch. He rolls it through. Both free throws good for Caleb Stewart. The 82-53. Pettigrew, top side, work it around. Left wing 3, won't go for Servilis. And Pettigrew trying to keep that rebound with Valpo, unable to do so. Novicic came up short that time. And last touched by Valpo along the baseline. Corner 3 is good. Jacob Christie hitting one from the outside at Fredericton in New Brunswick. Roberts with 10 on the shot clock. Looking for some help. Roberts will do it himself. And Walker did not get that off in time, and the initial shot never touched the iron. It's a shot clock violation. Fight for the rebound. And it is Novicic with his first made two after a couple three-point shots here in the second half. 82-58. Teron Garrett missing from the baseline. Here in our final 4.5 minutes. Novicic, not that time from deep. And the loose ball taken by Moles. Here he goes, racing down the floor and laying it in. Another three-point miss for the Tigers, but they do have second chance points courtesy of Grayson Ritson. 6'5" forward from British Columbia. Now 31-second half points for the Tigers after being held to 29 in the opening 20 minutes. Roberts has the mismatch with Novicic on him. Roberts behind the back, slithering through and laying it in. There's so much to like about the ceiling that Rajon Roberts has. 86-60. Novicic on a tough step back, and he missed everything. Roberts has the loose ball, sprinting ahead and flaring it out for Garrett. Rebounded by Kazadi. Here's Christie with a lob and knocked out by Valpo. 2:47 left to play. Our long day of hoops is almost in the books. Georgia Richardson getting some run here at a Linkier prep. Austin Thompson hitting the three. We'll get a timeout to get some of these walk-ons in the game for Valpo. Camden Webster. Looked like Nick Lombardi was about to check in, but he'll have to wait a moment. 2 minutes to play. Webster scores. Gets a big ovation from his bench, along with the Valpo fans here in Nassau. Now Lombardi to the table. That is off the back iron. Kobe Walker rebounds it. And that pass a little out of control, although saved in. Walker decided to let it go and rewarded with the ball staying on this end. Richardson Moles the rebound, never touched the iron. 5 to shoot. Moles fading, firing, and missing. Here come the Tigers. Spin cycle, a miss, and a putback for Grayson Ritzend. The 88-67. Foul called. I think this is going to send Lombardi to the free throw line. Big ovation for Lombardi, the junior from Lisle, Illinois. Three-pointer short. Shot clock has been turned off here. And that one drops through for Caleb Stewart. Stewart's first points from the three-point line. And Valpo could dribble this thing out. Dalhousie with the better showing in the second half, but Valpo ultimately too overpowering. 90-70 your final score. Make sure to join us again. Our doubleheader tips off at noon Eastern tomorrow. We say so long from Nassau in the Bahamas.